Hi everyone, this is Kassie and these are the weekly tarot horoscopes for the week of June the 6th to June 13. How was your week? How have the energies we saw in our spread manifested for you? Tell me in the comments below, I always love to read your feedback. And if you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my channel and push the notifications bell too, so that you don't miss anything that's being posted. Now, if you want to compare this week's energies with those of the previous week, click on the link above that will take you to the corresponding video. If you want to have a personal session with me, with a detailed and intuitive tarot analysis for your situation, for your relationship, you can find me on my psychic platform www.kassiekai.com, where you will also get 3 free minutes with your subscription. Our deck for today is the Spacious Tarot, which features earthy and nature-based illustrations, as well as mystical and cosmic elements. But let's get on with the predictions. For Aries, we had the Three of Cups and now the Judgment. The Three of Cups shows that last week there must have been growth in your personal life, in your friendships, or in a romantic relationship, or perhaps you have decided to join a group, a community that will boost your social presence and will also help you evolve emotionally by connecting to other people. The judgment you got this week is associated with your past and people and situations you were involved before, and in one way or another still play a role in your life. This could be an ex that's resurfacing or a professional offer you rejected before, but now you get the chance to re-explore it, or it's just a lesson that you learned in the past or not. This week may come with a test for you, something that will require you to prove that you've learned a hard lesson of the past and that you don't repeat the same mistakes. That means someone around you will repeat their old patterns of behavior, patterns that got you in trouble before, or they will cause emotional turmoil. That means you will probably have to respond in a different way if you want to experience a different outcome this time. If you are wondering how someone feels about you, they feel a strong and strange connection to you that they may even call it karmic. And you too may find it hard to explain it, as there are aspects of this relationship that are very strong, like chemistry, emotional or physical connection, but there must also be incompatibilities that make it hard for you to find common ground. The judgment is a rebirth that comes after death, meaning a new beginning that comes after something that felt like an ending. But now you are given the opportunity to do things differently and to create situations that will allow more happiness to come into your life. So this week is about choosing your actions and your reactions wisely. For Taurus, we had the Six of Swords and now it's the Lovers. The Six of Swords you got last week is a release of a negative situation, it's letting go and moving on in a direction that appears to be calmer. And as you set a new direction, you take distance from something that's causing stress. Now the Lovers tell us that this week you will have to make a decision, and perhaps that's a decision you were postponing. Maybe you found yourself in a dilemma and you find it hard to make a decision, but now you will realize that you are running out of time and you do need to make a choice before someone else makes it for you. And if you let another decide for you, there's no guarantee that you will be happy with the choice they make. This energy seems to be related primarily to your personal life and to personal relationships, but it can very well be a professional decision. Now, if you're wondering how someone feels about you, they have strong feelings for you. They may feel a little undecided though, especially if there's a choice they need to make, a choice that could be between you and another person, if they are involved with another person, or between you and their career, or any other choice that could put them in a dilemma. Or you may be the one who has to make a choice and you're wondering what the best thing to do is. The Lovers is one of the karmic cards and shows a connection that may have a karmic feel, connections that we cannot really explain with words, or fated events that can lead to an unexpected meeting with someone, for instance, a meeting that can feel fated in some way. Saturday and Sunday seem to be the most significant days of this week, when the energy of the lovers will culminate, so you may have some very interesting encounters then. For Gemini, we had the Queen of Wands and now it's the Page of Cups. The Queen of Wands means that you must have had a busy week, a week when you had to take action, to take initiative, to get something done, and you probably had to rely on yourself alone, as other people could not be as effective as you were, or they didn't have the energy or the intention to get something done. And this energy could be related to your career or a project or something you had to finish, as queens often show the final stages of something. Now with the Page of Cups, the energy is changing and things are slowing down. The Queen of Wands is a fire card, but the Page of Cups is a water card, and water is slow and passive. Also, the Page of Cups puts our focus on how we feel, so there might be a personal relationship that will require your attention, and the Page of Cups is a new beginning in a relationship. That new beginning could be triggered by a message or a talk about feelings, and you will find that someone is more open emotionally, especially if that person has been closed off and unresponsive before. If you are wondering how someone feels about you, they have romantic feelings, they are falling in love with you, and you may even receive a nice offer or a gift from them, or an invitation or a message that will make you feel really good. Pages in tarot can be children, so if you are a parent, your children may require your attention this week, and the Page of Cups often brings news about pregnancy. Or you may have to deal with a person who's much younger than you, someone who's probably a water sign, and this person is very romantic, sensitive, and they bring a very nice vibe, a very nice energy around you. Another thing you need to keep in mind with this Queen-Page combination is that there might be a big difference in maturity between you and another. So problems you may be facing in a relationship may have to do with that. For Cancer, we had the Six of Cups and now the King of Swords. The Six of Cups must have brought you closer to something or someone that you feel very connected to. So maybe you visited places that were dear to you, or someone from your past has resurfaced, or you connected with a very dear friend. Now with the King of Swords, you will be dealing with very different energies. The King of Swords is someone who's usually an air sign or ascendant, and this person may appear harsh on you in some way. Perhaps they will say something that will upset you, or something that you will find cold and rude. This person puts logic over feelings, and they will try to do the right thing, even if that means they have to put their feelings aside. However, there will probably be a serious and honest talk this week about the situation that you are both involved in, and that could be a professional or personal situation, and you may even decide to take some distance and reflect on what's going on and where you want this to go from now on. So if you're wondering how someone feels about you, they are rather detached emotionally or distant, and that's probably because they want to maintain control over your relationship. Although you may feel tempted to, it wouldn't be wise to try and fool this guy, because that's going to backfire. If you have lied to him in the past, now lies may be uncovered, so be extra careful this week when it comes to how you express your thoughts. You will also have to deal with someone who has great influence and long reach, and they can help you bring your plans into reality. Make sure you are always honest with this person, because if you handle them with care, you will have a very powerful ally by your side. If you found that you made a mess of your life with the decision you made lately, now is the time to use logic and reason, even if that hurts your feelings a little. Make honest decisions for yourself, and don't hesitate to draw some serious boundaries for those who are being rude or hurtful, and the universe will reward you for that. For Leo, we had the Ace of Wands and now the Two of Cups. The Ace of Wands must have opened a new door for you, and fresh energy came into your life in the form of a message that set the wheels in motion in things that were stuck, or an offer that you received last week. Now the Two of Cups becomes a crucial moment in one of your personal or professional relationships. Whether it is romantic, business, or some other type of relationship, this is that exciting moment full of the promise of something deeper. While the promise of an intense connection of some sort is there are no guarantees that it will turn into something more. For now though, the possibility of more is more than enough. You will feel open and optimistic about this new connection, but try not to drag too many expectations into the picture. The Two of Cups means that you are finally on the same wavelength with another, and you have the same plans, the same needs and expectations, and the same vision for the future. So that's a very beneficial energy to use and make plans for the future on how to take the next steps in a relationship. The Two of Cups is Venus in Cancer, which means that your empathy and compassion will be heightened and you will be very sensitive to the feelings of those around you and to your own feelings too, which means that you will often get intuitive impressions and you should trust your intuition at this stage because it's strong and clear. Also, you will find that others can be more sentimental, more caring, but at the same time more possessive. So if you have a partner who easily gets jealous, or if you are the one who gets jealous easily, prepare that there might be an event or something that may trigger a scene of jealousy, but nothing too serious. The beginning of this week seems to have the strongest vibe, so it will be around Tuesday that you will experience this energy the strongest. Make a note for the days between June the 21st and July the 1st, because it's then that you will probably meet someone you will click with. For Virgo, we had the Page of Cups and now the Temperance. Last week's Page of Cups must have manifested as a new beginning in a relationship, a message of love, or a nice offer, or an invitation, and there must have been a positive vibe around you, something that made you feel good, something that made you appreciate a relationship that can be friendly, romantic, or even a family relationship. This week you take what's being offered and you will slow down a bit under the energy of the Temperance. You will try to restore balance in a relationship that were out of balance lately, and you will feel that you need a partner whose personality traits harmonize with your own, and if your current partner or person of interest is not on the same wavelength with you, you may start considering other options. You will come to realize that in order to make a relationship work, you will have to find the right formula that will make it work. In case you're trying to salvage a relationship, you will decide to make compromises as it's clear that common ground is missing at the moment. If you're wondering how something will develop, there will be a slowdown, but this will not be bad because it will give you the time and space to think about how you want to react. The Temperance is about blending opposite forces, so even if you disagree with someone, this card shows you that there's room for improvement, but you need patience to do this. So it's about investing time and energy in something important. If you want to know someone's feelings, their feelings fluctuate between negative and positive, and that's because they haven't really made a decision about what they want to do. It appears that they are waiting for something to happen before they make a decision, and that might take some time, which means that your patience may be tested with them, as their pace is considerably slower than yours. But what you should examine is whether your expectations and needs are in alignment, and then decide whether that's worth waiting for or not. Within 15 days from now, there will be a significant development that will allow you to come to an agreement with someone. For Libra, we had the Three of Wands and now it's the Seven of Wands. The Three of Wands you had last week is a future-oriented energy. Perhaps you've made plans about your future, or you envisioned how a personal relationship will develop in the future, or how you would want it to develop. With the Seven of Wands this week, you will have to deal with an obstacle that you need to remove in order to pass to the next stage. So there will be an important task that you will decide to get down to, and you will see it through with commitment. You may find that people around you are trying to make things harder for you, and there might be challenges from many directions occurring at once. However, if you stand your ground and you defend yourself and your needs, there's a good chance that you will get what you want. This might be a test of your patience and your resolve, which can produce very solid results if you persist and see it through. The way to reach your goals is not to invest all your energy fighting off resistance. Save some of your energy for planning and for progress making. Flexibility is a great asset now. The Seven of Wands is Mars in Leo, which means you will somehow be in the spotlight and your passions and ambitions will be strong and will make you act in a way that oozes confidence, and at the same time you will probably set a high goal, something that when achieved will make you feel proud of yourself. If you're wondering how someone feels about you, they are a little protective of their feelings and they are rather closed off, fearing that if they express their feelings, there might be demands or expectations that they can't live up to. Also, it's possible there is a resistance and opposition from other people. For instance, maybe it's a relationship that your parents or a social group do not support, and there is a constant need to defend this relationship, which can be a little stressful at times. The end of the week seems to hold the strongest energy, while a significant event that will happen in 6-7 days will change the dynamics and the outcome of a situation. Also make a note for the days between August 16 and August 25, as an obstacle that is now blocking your way will disappear around that time. For Scorpio, we had the World and now the Fool. There must have been a completion last week, or a matter came to a head, and there might have been a lesson too, a karmic lesson, that opened a new door for you, or it closed the door that was not aligned with your energy anymore. Now it's clear that a new cycle has begun for you, and this week you will experience a renewal of a relationship or fresh ideas or new people coming into your life to help you achieve your goals. This week you will probably have to take a risk too, but even if that might feel scary, it will open new options and opportunities, so now is not the time for hesitation, it's time for action and moving forward. Now, what will make you feel a little insecure is that you may not have a detailed plan yet, but trust that you will figure out the steps as you go along, and trust that taking action is better than remaining idle waiting for things to happen. As the Irish author Samuel Beckett said, "The one who waited long enough will wait forever." So try to see this as a new beginning with new story and new character. Expect that something will be offered to you by the universe, a new job or a new relationship, or even a revelation that will help you make a very drastic decision, a decision that may surprise other people. They may even be shocked by your words or your actions. If you want to know how someone feels about you, their feelings are very positive and they find you very fun to be with. However, this connection seems to be in its early stages, or it's stuck in the early stages, which means that in order for things to progress further, things need to stabilize a little and some time is needed. The Fool is associated with the planet Uranus, and that's a planet that brings surprises, unexpected events, and sudden realizations. So if you're wondering how a situation will progress, you will realize that you cannot really predict how it will go, as it will be shifting and changing all the time, and someone may act completely unpredictable, or you may act unpredictable. Anything is possible this week, and you will feel life's infinite potential around you. For Sagittarius, we had the Ace of Swords and now the Five of Cups. The Ace of Swords last week must have manifested as an important message, a new beginning, or a meaningful talk that must have been eye-opening, or you received a wake-up call from the universe that showed you the truth and the limitations of a situation. Now the Five of Cups this week, you may feel that your ego has taken a blow because of something that didn't go the way you expected it to go, but try to accept the loss and move on. Even if it's easier said than done, dwelling in the past cannot change what happened. Try to ground yourself with activities that connect you to your inner being. The situation has been vague and confusing for too long, and you will come to the realization that you need clarity to decide what your next step will be. The Five of Cups is Mars in Scorpio, and although Cups in general are passive and slow cards, the energy of this five will give you courage, determination, and strength to go after whatever goal you want to achieve. At the same time, expect the sexual energies will be very intense this week, and you will get in touch and understand your deeper desires and drives, so don't be surprised if suddenly you realize that someone you felt attracted to does not appear that attractive anymore, or a goal you wanted to achieve that does not sound as exciting or promising as it did before. But Mars in Scorpio is not just about sex, it's also about uncovering secrets and hidden intentions. You will be able to see through others, to see through their intentions, and to make sense of things that were very confusing before. If you are wondering how someone feels about you, the Five of Cups suggests some disappointment on their end, probably because there has been a contrast in your connection, or something is missing, or they are having regrets over something that was said or done. They don't like how the situation turned out, and they would like to fix things, so there will probably be an attempt to fix a relationship that didn't work out, or a relationship that was very unstable lately. Friday seems to be the strongest day this week, so that's probably when the energy of these five will be felt the strongest. For Capricorn, we had the Seven of Swords and now the Magician. The Seven of Swords you got last week can make you doubt everything you see or hear, as that's an energy that not only indicates uncertainty and deception, it also triggers insecurities and trust issues that very often can lead to arguments and misunderstandings. And there's a similarity between this card and the Magician, as he too can make things appear different than they really are. So make sure that you don't trust people or situations blindly. However, you will notice that this week something will shift as if by magic, and you will start seeing possibilities being manifested when there was none before, and you will now be able to start developing your ideas into reality. You will feel that finally you have all the tools to start with, and you have everything you need to make what you want in your personal or professional life. This is a week of action and manifestation, and you will notice that things are picking up big time. If you are wondering how someone feels about you, they have feelings for you, but they are trying to control and manipulate the situation between you. And by trying to do so, you will see them appearing and disappearing, or giving you the silent treatment, and generally using methods that may feel childish and immature. In order to break this pattern, you need to start responding to them in a different way. That's what will shift the dynamics and will produce a different outcome. That person may be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Astrologically, the Magician is Mercury, and Mercury favors communications, negotiations, intellectual activities, traveling, which means that this is a good week to make plans and get involved in any of the above. Also, you may have an increased interest for all magical things. That could be divination, stones and crystals, herbs, and you will start to explore new ways of connecting with spirit. The beginning of the week holds the strongest energy, so it will be on Monday or Tuesday that you will experience the energy of the Magician the most, especially Tuesday, as that's the day of Mercury. For Aquarius, we had the Moon and the Queen of Cups. Water energy is still very strong around you, Aquarius. You had the King of Cups 2 weeks ago, the Moon last week, and now the Queen of Cups. With the last week's moon, perhaps you felt confused about the relationship, or maybe fears and insecurities got the better of you, and now the Queen of Cups gives the message that there will be an emotional matter that will require your attention, so maybe you are still working on a relationship, or you will be talking about your feelings. There will be a very positive vibe around one of your relationships, and if you find yourself in need of emotional support, help is on its way. A person who's very close to your heart will come to you, and you will be able to enjoy happy moments in a good company. If you feel inclined to take an artistic or a creative endeavor, this is a lovely time to do so. You will buy something beautiful this week, or one way or another you're going to surround yourself with beauty, and that will elevate your moods too. Someone you had a conflict or argument with will be more compassionate now, and you will be more compassionate towards someone, as you will realize that holding grudges will not help you find your balance. If you're wondering how someone is feeling about you, the Queen of Cups means that they have positive romantic feelings for you. However, it's important to not idealize anyone and to see your situation realistically without rose-tinted glasses. If you find yourself obsessing over someone, that's a sign that your emotions can get you in trouble, and maybe you need to reassess a situation or the expectations you have from someone. The Queen of Cups is a slow and passive card, so it's better to observe how things are unfolding now without taking action if you can, as you will see that in the coming 2 weeks things will shift and change several times, so don't forget that as a water card this Queen does show fluctuations, especially in feelings. Meditation and relaxation will be very beneficial for you now, especially if you've been neglecting yourself and your needs. Make it a point to take care of yourself this week, and you will be surprised to see that the universe will respond to your feelings of self-love and will bring you people and situations that will match your vibration. For Pisces, we had the Ace of Cups and now the Eight of Cups. The Ace of Cups last week must have shown that a new energy is coming into your life, and that could be a new relationship, a new artistic endeavor, a message that opened a door for you, and generally good vibes around you. This week you have the Eight of Cups, and under this energy you may feel you've had enough of a situation and it's time to put things in order and move on. There might still be some second thoughts, uncertainty, or even fear of the future. The problem is that you can't decide what to take with you on your journey and what to leave behind. However, you will come to the realization that wasting your time with things that aren't aligned with your needs and your higher purpose is not the way to go. You got signs now that a better future lies ahead, and you will probably decide to pursue it. Astrologically, the Eight of Cups is Saturn in Pisces, which means that someone may feel uncomfortable if you get too emotional or if you want to talk about your feelings. Eights are change, and you may feel that energies around you are like shifting sands, so try to observe how energies change and where the energy takes you. You may come across as too self-sufficient now, unconsciously giving out the message that you don't need anyone, and that's something that can discourage someone who wants to approach you. If you're wondering how someone feels about you, this person is not feeling that they are getting what they want from you. They want more, or they want something different. Maybe they need some time to reconnect to themselves. The Eight of Cups does not necessarily show a breakup, but it does show there is a problem. There is a blockage in the free flow of emotion, and that could be either an inner blockage or an obstacle put in the way by outside influences, meaning other people or circumstances. The end of the week seems to be stronger energetically, while within 8 days the energy of this card will culminate, and it's possible that you will decide to go away knowing that all was done that could be and leaving something to fate. So these were the tarot horoscopes for the week of June 13 to June 19. I hope you enjoyed them, and I will see you next week. I wish you a fantastic and productive week.